Hello and welcome to DGA Live. It's just me. You were expecting someone else. But hey, I'd like to give it a couple minutes for people to find their way into the stream and into the chat. Although, there's already a record number of viewers for DGA Live hanging out right now. So thanks for being here. Make sure and hit subscribe so that you don't miss future live streams. We're going to bring in two-time and reigning world champion Scott Keasey. Just kidding. General Manager Scott Keasey. Two-time and reigning world champion Katrina Allen in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor, DGA Disc Golf. This stream is brought to you by DGA Disc Golf, the founding company of disc golf, founded in 1976 with a full line of discs and baskets. Please check out all their offerings at discgolf.com. Now back to the action. Sorry, off the rails already, but you guys know what to expect. We got a lot of people in the chat. Wolfpack Discs, Sep, Doc, Impulse, Tyler. Tyler? Whoa. The stream is lagging if I'm commenting from the future. Chaser's in the chat. Hello. Ben Sorensen, recent addition to Team DGA. Almost as big a news as Katrina. We got Ben Sorensen on our team. Took the world by storm in the same way that the announcement of Katrina did yesterday. So, still working on the intro video for that, Ben. But we will make it happen. All right. Without further ado, I think it's about time to introduce you to two of my favorite people on this live stream. Let's hear it for Katrina and Scott. Hey, hello.
Hey, Tyler.
Happy Thursday. How are you? Katrina, you go first because I don't want us all to talk over each other. It'd be awkward. How are you?
I'm really good. Just got done with some practice here in Arizona. It's 72 maybe. Sunny and perfect, I think.
Rude. Is it the same in California, Scott?
She's got us beat by a few degrees, but I want to say mid to high 60s and beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
How's it there, Tyler?
Yeah, it's terrible as always. Thanks for asking. I'm just wondering though, we've got record number of viewers in the stream. I wonder how much of it is Scott. Honestly, what do you guys think?
It's Scott.
I was gonna say maybe I add one or two.
One or two,
Maybe.
solid at least.
My wife or maybe my dad might jump in.
Who's here for Scott? Let us know in the chat if you're here because you saw DGA GM was on the live stream and you're like, oh, I am there for that. Let us know.
Nobody.
We're gonna have a fun live stream. We've got a handful of things to do, but Katrina, obviously, we just want to chat with you about your disc golf game, your recent move to Team DGA, and then talk DGA discs with you. Guys, leave your questions in the chat, but just know that for the most part, we're going to kind of have a Q&A session like towards the end after we've talked for a while. With that, I kind of want to turn it over to you and Scott because you guys have been friends for a long time and let you guys talk about kind of your history together and where this all started.
So I remember meeting the DGA crew checking in at the end of the trail in Visalia, California in 2010. I was there as an amateur and yeah, they're just super nice, welcoming, wondering who this random girl from Minnesota was. And yeah, it's kind of how it started. And then we just, over the years, stayed friends. I guess we could talk about Keasey picked me up. What was it, like maybe the next week or so you got a hold of me?
Yeah, it was soon after. I mean, yeah, obviously we had no idea who you were. You know, you were from Minnesota, so we hadn't seen you around, but you were chucking discs all over the park out there in Visalia. And like you said, we had great conversations just at the check-in area, and it was a pretty easy call to make. It's like, hey, let's see if she's interested in throwing some DJ discs. So yeah, it happened really quick. I remember that.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was very quick, and I remember being at the Women's United States like amateur disc golf championships, and like kind of finalizing it. And then I think when I got home, there were discs for me, and I was stoked.
Yeah. And we just remained friends, over the years. I think even after she eventually left, us. I mean, the thing that we like is just maintaining relationships. And Kat and I were always friends, aside from a business relationship. And so, seeing her out on the road at tournaments and stuff, it was always great, to reconnect with a friend and follow her journey and stuff like that. And so, it was just a relationship that stuck, outside of business kind of ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah.
What's your least favorite thing about Scott? Because I mean, that could be, that's, you want to take up the next 30 minutes of this live stream. Don't get me started.
You got the list ready.
There's so many people, by the way, in the chat that are here for you, Scott.
On my iPad, I actually wrote, I wrote an essay about this.
You've got a list. You're like,
wanting to read this.
I didn't think I'd get the opportunity to say that, but gosh.
I wrote it in my diary. Here it is. Honestly, and not to be.
There's actually people in the chat for me. Did I hear you say that?
No, I shoved a couple through here. Check this out on the bottom of the screen there, because Scott says he's here for Scott, which I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and then Tyler says this is Scott's burner account. Ben says I'm actually contractually required to say I'm here for Scott. I'm sure they're teasing.
Hey, however you got to get a vote, it's fine.
Yeah,
I guess everything goes.
I want to ask you about the beginnings of your career, Kat, but maybe even before that, like, where did your competitive drive and athleticism start? What sports did you play growing up? And then what led you to disc golf?
I've been playing sports like probably oh my gosh. One of my first memories is being like 3 or 4 and kicking a soccer ball in the backyard. And in my head, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on the USA soccer team someday, because that's what my soccer ball said. And I remember playing basketball in kindergarten, first grade, volleyball in like 4th grade. I played volleyball, basketball. I ran track, gymnastics, tennis. Played college at volleyball and coached 5 years. I mean, if there was something competitive to try. I think the only sport I never liked or was good at was probably softball. But
you still tried it?
Kind of. It was too slow for me. Too much standing around, I think. I mean, I get that in disc golf sometimes too. Wonder what I'm doing out there, waiting on everyone. But no, and then I found disc golf at such a weird time. I took a break from coaching, and it was like the next year it just kind of came, and I found out you could play tournaments and that women, were out there doing it for a living. And yeah, then I just became like, if I wasn't at work or with friends, I was out on the disc golf course practicing.
What year was that roughly?
I found disc golf in 2009, and I played like from the end of July, August until it got cold out, and because I was back in Sioux Falls, and then took the winter off, and then started back when the snow melted pretty much and it was warm enough to be outside.
So we started disc golf around the same time. That's pretty interesting. We both had storied careers that have led us, to this moment. Scott, I guess, is the true veteran here. Yeah. When did you start, Scott?
started when I was still living up in Humboldt in Eureka. I'm going to say probably about 94, but we didn't even have a basket course to play on. I had a buddy of mine that went to Sonoma State, and we had a course there at the time, and came back talking about this Frisbee game where you threw discs at these metal baskets, and I couldn't even visualize what it was. Next thing you know, my buddy had a park next to his house, and we just decided to design our own course and using light posts and all that stuff. And that was 94. It was probably a good 2 years of playing before I actually played on a course, which is weird. But then I moved to Monterey, started school down there. Good buddy of mine, Steve, who was from Santa Cruz, introduced me to De La Viega, and there was no turning back from there. That was just like mind-blowing. Yeah. So yeah, my first basket course was De La.
Lucky. That's so incredible. Katrina, do you feel like you have a home course or like a course that you've historically played more than any other, or is it just all over the map for that one?
Yeah, that's tough because I
Uh-oh.
feel like if I'm not on tour, I'm freezing up.
Oh, hang on. I think you're back.
Okay. Are we good?
I think we're good. We heard everything you said, but we kind of froze for a second. We'll keep going.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, if I'm not on tour, I'm normally in Phoenix training. And so I would say either Contecito Park or El Camino.
Sorry, having just a little bit of connection trouble. But you said in Phoenix, and then it sounded like you were a robot for a second. But Vista del Camino, I think, probably came out.
Yeah, I think Vista del Camino.
Am I back? No.
You're back. It's a live stream, you know. This is what we get. I had one question from the chat that we're going to talk more about discs, but I'm actually just really curious about this one, so I'm kind of breaking up the order. Have you thrown, and do you think there's a place for you with the Hypercane? Because I don't remember from hanging out with you.
I do have a Hypercane in the bag. I think I'll use it for skip shots or when it gets windy on tour and for sidearm.
Okay.
Or maybe just like shorter spike hyzers, or it's very overstable for me. So it'll be my wind fighter, or like I said, when I need a skip shot, or just to get left in general, like way left.
Scott, take us through the transition, I guess. When you started talking to Kat, what was the beginning stages of Kat to DGA like from your point of view?
I guess, and Cap maybe doesn't know this. I started kind of thinking about it. We actually attended a wedding, a mutual friend's wedding in Mexico this last spring. And we got to spend a lot of time just hanging out and catching up, and it was a lot of fun. And I think that's when I first started thinking about it. And I didn't know what her situation was. I honestly had no idea. But that's probably when I first started thinking about it. And and then we hung out a little bit at the Masters Cup, and there was just the idea just kept growing, and I wasn't sure if it was something that could happen or not. But through the mutual friend, she found out I was interested. I found out she was maybe interested in talking, and the next thing you know, we got on a phone call one evening. Remember that phone call, Kat?
Yeah, I think we talked for almost 2 hours.
Yeah. And again, I think it all starts with having a good relationship. And it was just, we just got on the phone, and there were two friends talking, and we're just talking, and what about this possibility, and let's talk more. And you still remember, any of the discs you used to throw, or do you still have any of those discs by chance? Just fun conversations like that. And wow, the lineup has changed a lot since you've last thrown DGA discs, and it was just a fun conversation, and just like it was kind of like not that there was an icebreaker that needed to happen, but I would say that was just one of those conversations where it's like, well, there might be something here, you know, and the conversation just kept happening over about a month and a half. I want to say maybe not even that long, but
No, I
yeah.
think about a month, maybe a little under a month. But
Yeah.
I felt like every conversation we just were on the same page of understanding like what I wanted in a sponsor and what you wanted in a player, and it just was like kind of clicking. I felt like it was just easy. It wasn't forced or felt like it didn't feel like a negotiation. It just felt, more like a partnership and like a friendship, and we want to do some good in the disc golf world, and yeah, it was just all positive, and we just seemed to be on the same page about what we both wanted for the future in disc golf, I guess you could say.
Relationships are all about having like-minded goals and being able to communicate well. And I think that's as she just was saying. I mean, I think we were on point on a lot of the way we looked at things, and then obviously our ability to communicate was there was no awkwardness. It was just us talking, and so I felt like we were able to get a fairly large distance in this discussion fairly quickly because of how fluid and how easy the conversations were. And I think that's when it really started feeling to me like this might be something that really could happen, is when I'm like, wow, I think we really want the same thing. And I think we have the same goals. And a true partnership is both sides, kind of towing the same direction, and there being positives for both sides. And every time we talked, we just kind of kept seeing these things kind of in tune with each other. And I think that's what really helped things just kind of move forward really easily.
Yeah, for me, some of the like initial things were I felt like you understood who I was as a player and as a person, and I just felt so it would just felt so easy, and I was able to just be myself. I didn't feel like I had to sell who I was, or and maybe that comes from us being friends for so long and our friendship growing by being, it being so genuine. And I think that was one thing initially that I really enjoyed, was just being able to talk freely and openly and be myself and not feel like I had to, say anything to get you to want me on the team or whatever. And um, yeah, some of the another was just, you know, you wanting to promote who I am and help me show the disc golf world that side. So yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't get much better than being able to promote and help somebody you like and or can get behind anyways. So it makes it just that much easier.
Okay, so what is the answer to that, by the way? Because that was really intriguing a few minutes ago. Your original sponsorship from DGA as an amateur, do you remember any of the discs, any of the molds, I guess, that you first were throwing back then? That was more than 10 years ago, right?
I remember the Rogue, the Undertow, the Quake, maybe no, Aftershock.
Yeah.
Aftershock,
Oh yeah, sure.
Reef, Titanic, and Hurricane.
Okay.
Those I remember for sure. And I was actually thinking earlier today there has to be a box somewhere of those discs.
Oh
I
my
have no
I was
idea,
gosh.
gonna ask
but
you
they're
about that.
somewhere.
Where do you think if you do still have those, and is there a box stash somewhere?
Oh my gosh. Seriously. Um,
I don't remember where it would be, but I'm luck.
that was most of our lineup. Those six
Yeah,
molds, 10 years ago. And like Scott said, now it has changed. It's expanded, by more than
Yeah.
two times, which is pretty
right.
cool.
For a company that just basically started yesterday, right? Sorry.
There were so many
I've been having a
comments.
lot of fun with a lot of the comments that have been out there, and it's cool. Honestly, I think it's great. I think there's a lot of people. What it shows me is there's a lot of people that have come into the sport in the last couple of years. There's a lot of players out there that have zero idea who DGA is, and to me that's an opportunity. That's those are potential fans that we can go out there and find. But it's ironic that here we are, that we are the oldest, literally the oldest company in the sport, the company that started the sport. And there were a lot of people that just learned that we were a company yesterday. So, I mean, that's a credit to Kat for sure, but it's going to be a lot of fun showing people what we're made of.
Right.
Thank you, all of you.
Well, I don't know. Should I talk about disc yet?
We can. I was just going to say thanks to everybody who did support the rollout videos and the disc launch yesterday. That was so exciting to see all of the
positive. Thanks for all the positive vibes and comments out there, not only towards Kat and congratulating her, but also just people that already are fans or people that are just support what we're trying to do. And it was overwhelmingly just positive. Kat and I had a good conversation.
I saw a lot of I'm so happy for DGA and Kat, or I'm so happy, it wasn't just oh yeah, go Kat, or oh yeah, go Disc. People were stoked for me and this new journey, but then also stoked for the partnership. That was some of my favorite comments.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we caught a lot of people by surprise too. Well, there were a lot of people that were out there guessing it. And I think there's just a fair amount of guessing that always goes on in these type of situations. A lot of unanswered texts for a couple weeks on my part, and stuff like that. I'm sure Kat was dealing with way more than I was. But it's like I said, it just surprised a lot of people, and yeah, I could see that. I could see why it would be that way. But to me, it's great. Cool. You didn't see us coming, and hopefully people will understand over time why we would want to do something like that, and hopefully people will see through this video the relationship that was already there to help people kind of connect the dots in the right way, and not in assumed ways of how this whole thing happened.
Right.
Tell us about the discs, Kat. Let's save the proto driver and your signature rift for the end, because I definitely want to give you some time to talk about those. I actually have some video clips I can play for some of what you might talk about, from when we filmed a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
But where's your bag sitting right now, and what molds are you enjoying and throwing, and how?
Okay. I'm throwing and putting steady BLs. And I am using the breaker. The one I have in my bag right now is got the KK tour stamp on it. Let's see. I have the tremor.
Well, tell him. You got to tell him now. Can't all just die laughing.
I know. I knew I was gonna laugh.
Which I tried to hold it for a second.
It didn't last very long.
I am from Minnesota, and I guess I say trimmer, like
a weed trimmer.
Yeah, like I'm gonna trim a bush. And then moving on,
I told her we would rename the disc to the trimmer, the TRIMR, if she wants.
Hang on, let's see if this works. Okay, I should still be able to hear both of you. Here's a first flight tremor shot.
You say that so easy.
Well, I'm a professional marketer, Kat. I had a lot of time to work with this. That's the only trimmer shot that I have.
Okay. And then the pipeline.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some video of those. I love pipeline.
Yes, I certainly do.
And I think I have a Pro line and an SP for both.
Mm-hmm. Here's the SP pipeline.
Which I'm learning I love the SP plastic a lot. Oh, I threw it in the lake. No, just kidding.
And how about the Pro line right after it?
Yep.
So
Yep. It just
Kat, you're
really
saying you,
flips up flat for me and just fades a little left. Really reliable. I'm sure I'll use that a lot when I just want some good distance, but also want to fight the wind a little more, or just, I don't know. I definitely know I'll use that a lot. Maybe on par fours, just to get in the fairway or get in a good spot. Or I'm loving that. And then the sail, which I'm loving for a roller. I love it. Hyzer flip, easy distance, but is this the sail?
This is the sail. I've got a giant Sky Anheuser you threw with it. Look at that hyzer
Oh,
flip release.
oh, nice. First time I'm seeing all this. This is great.
oh yeah. And then let's see, what would be next? Oh, the Rogue. And I love the Rogue. Loved it back then, love it now.
No rogues. You guys are just gonna have to go buy a Rogue.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, no video of the Rogue.
I feel like it's a I'll use that maybe after the pipeline where I want a little more distance, um, but still great control. I love that. It's one of my favorite distance drivers for sure. Tempest, which I think we have some shots of those, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Shot number 1.
Nice.
Which here I'm just throwing with Heiser. I was kind of playing in the field with him the other day, releasing him with a little flatter, little Annie, and
It's just a
this
replay.
will
I'm just
be
showing that again.
yeah, this will probably be my max distance driver for sure.
Then I've got this purple one, another mash.
And then
Whoa.
I don't know, Tyler. Have you ever heard of this disc? Have you thrown it yet? It's the Torrent.
No, tell me about it. What's it like? Sounds exciting. Why do I not have any videos of torrents? I would have expected to like pull the camera out and be like, no, let's get the let's throw the torrent again. Yeah. That's the only thing we need video of.
And talk about the tremor, you can throw a shoulder forward shot.
Yeah. Imagine this shot, but like a little more flippy. That's the trimmer. Sorry.
Shut up. And then I also will throw the Hellfire and the Hypercane, and those will both be.
I can't let
we have any of those.
No, I do. I just can't let you move on until you talk about the torrent for just just a second. We just didn't get a chance to really even fawn over it. What are you using it for mainly?
I feel like it will be, for me, the ones I have are a little more stable in my Tempest, but not as able as like the Hurricane. I feel like I have too many drivers in my bag. I love them all. I'm just going to throw them all, and everyone will just have to deal with that.
Did you say?
So for me, it's like, yeah, a little more distance, but a little more stability.
A little more distance, a little more overstability than
the Rogue.
The Rogue. I'm like, we'll take as long as we need to on this, guys. We need this information. We're gonna wait for the Wi-Fi to settle down.
Your questions won't be answered because we have to talk about the torrent for the rest.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 20 minutes later.
If you're not familiar, torrent is a huge. I mean, Tyler's a huge torrent advocate, and we'll talk about it at great lengths. So,
actually, that's the only thing that Keasey told me about Tyler before. Nothing else.
Well, of course, you had seen all my videos, but
all your torrent videos.
Yeah, all the torrent videos. All right. Thank you for indulging me. What did you say? You moved on to hurricanes?
Yeah, hurricanes.
Okay.
And that'll be like when the Hypercane is too much. That's a Torrent, is it not?
Oh, oh my gosh! Thank you, because I couldn't see the stamp, and I thought it
Oh
was
my.
the. Oh yeah, we're gonna watch this a couple times,
Oh, here we
guys.
go. For the
This.
rest of the interview.
Look at that. Look how straight it is, and then it's just got this. And that's the perfect way to throw a torrent, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Safe hyzer distance. Just one more time.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Do you think
Man,
everyone
what a
watching has
great
fallen
disc.
asleep yet,
What a
or
great.
Yeah.
they want to see it?
No, they've just
All
left.
right,
They've
all
just
right. Here's the hurricane.
You know, it's overstable, but I feel like it has so much distance still.
Well, it's worth
It's a
mentioning
good one.
too that we were probably, this is like I don't know, 5-10 feet downhill, and there was a tailwind coming through here. So just to calibrate that
Right,
in
it
your
was kind of
minds.
when things started to hyzer, they would just drop, it seemed like.
Yeah, it was kind of maybe even a little cross coming on top of them, but you're still crushing them down there for sure.
looks like you didn't damage any of
And
those
I think
beasts
that's it.
down there at the end of the.
Let me see what else I have. Oh,
Those beasts were like 800 feet away, so.
I have a Proline Hellfire or
Oh yeah,
SP Hellfire.
SP. So
Big
the
skip.
one that is, yes, very overstable. I'll use that for some sidearms. Um, really windy. Uh, when distance doesn't matter, but getting in bounds matters. That'll also be a great one.
Check this out. Here is a Proline Quake that I could not believe how long this stayed in the air with a tailwind.
Right? It's
I'm like,
so.
what?
Yeah, that's it, I think. I don't think I missed any. I'm actually
Cat, we
having
used to.
such a hard time. Like, my bag is really full, but I love it. I like trust everything, so I just might be the person on tour who has too many discs in their bag.
How about an Ice Steady BL?
Yeah.
I think I've got 4 or 5 other just random shots in here. I could just play through and then.
Cat, are you saying
Yeah, I'll definitely.
you're enjoying the SP line plastic generally more, or just for certain type of discs?
Um, I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't know, and it could be like I think one of the first discs I threw in that plastic was the Pipeline and the Rift, and I love them both, obviously. So that could be why they just both were super consistent, felt good, and flew really well. Oh my God, the Torrent shutter, Katrina.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep.
My second reel might just have to
You
be.
are the worst.
It's just, I was just hoping you guys would keep talking and I could just kind of keep slipping it back in there. Oh, wait, I have this one. This one's fun. I have a Proline Quake Flick Upshot here. Smooth.
I don't trust you now. I feel like everything you say, it's just going to be that same Torrent Heiser.
Hey, and she's figured it out. And there we are.
Yeah.
It only took a few weeks and
It
she
didn't
already
take too long.
knows
Yeah, she figured you out.
that
But
I
we all
am
know
not trustworthy, especially when it comes to torrents. Should we take a couple questions from the chat regarding discs?
Yeah, sounds great.
Let's do those. Oh, and then yeah, we'll end obviously by talking about Proto Driver and the new SP signature riffs. Are you throwing any older runs of any of those discs, or are they all, for the most part, the newest, latest versions?
Whew, that's a good question. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 older modes, but
Kat,
for the
didn't you
most
tell me
part,
you had a
all
friend?
newer.
Didn't you say you had a
Oh,
friend
yes.
of yours in Arizona that had a bunch of DGA?
Yes. But you guys sent me such a good box. I haven't even really gone in there. There are a couple older rogues in there. Um, and there was an older steady. Oh, that's a disc that's gonna probably make my bag. Is a just a steady, and it's a limited edition, I think, or special edition memorial. It's gray. I'm trying to think what year it is, but it's a little
Yeah,
more stable, and I love it when it's a little windier for upshots.
it's a premium blend steady, correct? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I don't remember what year for the memorial, but that was the one run of pro line steadies we did. That was 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Okay, so that'll be maybe like three, but I think all the new stuff you sent me is great, so I don't feel like I'm having to like get online and be like, hey, where's this run or this run? So far, I'm having, like I have a newer Rogue in my bag that I love. Everything else you've sent me new is great. So
A few
it's kind of
people
nice to not have
have
to.
asked about our signature line. Do you anticipate throwing or bagging any of the Blowfly 1, Blowfly 2, Gum Putt? Have you messed with those yet?
I haven't messed with them yet. But I could see where of course, Daylaw comes to mind.
Right.
you know,
Yes.
um, I mean, I do pride myself in having good touch putter up shots, even like from shorter, like 60 feet. If I'm just laying up, I've really worked hard to like get that nose up and make sure it's landing flat and not on an angle. But I mean, what an even bigger advantage to do that with the blowfly.
Um, Someone asks, have DGA molds? Has the DGA disc line opened up any new types of shots for you that you've been working with, or things that you had never used too much before?
Um, right. I guess I don't know because I really just like to release everything on a hyzer. Um, I would say though, like, man, can we talk about the Rift yet?
Yeah. Let's transition into that.
Yes.
Oh, here,
um,
and I have one for you here.
oh my gosh, I don't have mine. Dang it.
Cat, we
I know.
practiced this for three
We
hours
did
this
practice
afternoon.
this. Hold, please. I have to go to the other
I
room.
can hold mine up.
Um, this is this will be something that's new in my bag as far as having a mid range with so much glide. I think I've talked to you both about sometimes I'll do yeah um, field work and I'll be like looking for my rift and it's up by my fairway drivers or like right behind my drivers and I'm just shocked at like how much glide it has but still fade like it's not it's like I said it's like the perfect amount of fade or stability. And this shot we're watching now was one of the shots that made me fall in love with it is forcing it over and then it just landing nice and flat and straight. So
I was very
I think
excited when you first told me that you were loving the riff because that was it's one of my favorite discs we've come out with in some time. It's turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, and I've definitely fallen in love with it. And so, obviously, I was excited to hear about all the discs that you were trying. But when you started, talking about this disc, I was just so like, yes, she's liking it. So,
right that flight, yeah, that one. But no, I think I'll be like on holes like, can I throw my rift here? Is like I want to throw it a lot, and I think that's what made it such an easy choice to choose it. Is like, uh, yeah, it's just one of my favorites to throw. Like especially even just like warming up in the field, I just can't wait, to throw them.
And I mean, it's really pretty comparable
oh,
to the
jeez.
Proline Torrent. When you think about it, in the same way that the Torrent stays in the air for a long time, they both have good amounts of glide. Different categories, but just both great.
Oh, oh my gosh. We're never going to hear the
That is
end
a
of it.
great shot. I love that shot right there.
Yeah, the little bit of force over.
Hmm.
And again, keep in mind too that there's a tailwind. I mean, this is like staying in the air so long, even with the wind, trying to get it to the ground.
Right. Well, I remember when we picked those up. It was
Yeah.
only like what 40 feet behind the maybe not even
No, no,
probably like
not
30.
even. Not, yeah, it was like a circle one behind your Tempest that you had just
Right.
absolutely mashed. Here, let me throw it because this was all in the same session, and your two Tempests were on top of each other. You just
Yeah, they were. Yep.
annihilated it, you know, and
Yep.
this rift
The
was
rift was like, don't mind me, here I am.
maybe 30 feet short of it. Maybe.
Yeah. Like to have the control, but that glide, that's so awesome. Yep.
I just dropped a link in the chat, everyone. Katrina's signature rift you can get
And it's
right
just a
now.
it's
What
a
do you
disc that just
maybe
feels really
2023 disc of the year? That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
If the torrent allows it, I guess.
It's got some. That's the only way that it wouldn't be 2023 disc of the year is because I feel like the torrent kind of has that locked up right now.
It's leading
cat
for sure.
don't
We know
cat
that.
don't exist.
Oh man.
I don't know. Maybe if we just play into it, he'll never talk about him again.
Yeah, as soon as you guys like really start liking the torrent, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
That's
we'll
what.
start
That's
every
how I found my
conversation with
favorite
you.
golfer. By the way, is the guys would be like, "Oh, Matt Kuchar, he's so hot. Look at him." And they, I'd be in the other room. They're like, "Hey, Cat Kuchar's on." Because he's just kind of an older, consistent golfer. And finally, one day, I was like, "Oh, he's so hot." And then I just started making him my favorite, and then I didn't hear anything else about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Just got to lean in on it.
Zach
Yeah.
wants to know if you are bagging a breaker.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
One.
And what are you primarily using that for? Are you doing forehands and backhands with it?
Yes. Both for sure. Um, I find like on backhand um, approaches, I love like kind of stalling it in there, and then the ground play is so like it's just done. It just sits there, but it has such a great stability. So yeah, I'll definitely use that all over the place. I'm assuming I'll use that a lot, probably in Vegas. And when you think about those greens and how windy it gets, yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's any more questions coming through here. We'll take a couple more. Oh,
So someone
favorite.
asking about the protos, whether it's approved yet or not, but we
Hmm.
haven't started talking about the proto. But I
Yeah,
guess I
let's
can
do
go
it.
ahead and throw out there
Yeah, let's
that
do it.
it hasn't been approved yet. Um, it will be sent in shortly upon final approval of CAT.
Yeah, there she is. And we definitely have video of that.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Because I'm like, wait, we do?
Right. I feel like it's
Uh,
more fun than me just
uh,
being like,
uh,
yeah, I did this, but to actually see it.
hang on. Soproto driver. Okay, yes, we have it, and I'm ready. Boom. Oh, let me get that off of there.
That was the first ever throw, I think. And I'd say I just was releasing them on Heiser. Yeah, I feel like they were just really glidey. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing what shot we're throwing. I think this shot, yeah.
Just a laser.
That's the shot that I will use it a lot for, is that flip up and just really slow late turn.
I'm gonna replay that one.
Okay. Yep. That right there is what I was imagining with the proto. See, I even pointed at it.
Here's where we're talking. I put in the video, so I didn't get a chance to cut this one up too much, but there's several shots. Here's where you wanted to throw a turnover.
Yep. Easy. Just out of the bag to be able to throw that with a little hyzer and just watch it late flip like that is like a dream for me. I know we talked and I said it was a lot like a longer tremor or
Sorry.
I'm trying so hard.
You had a hard pause. That was really nice.
I'm excited about where the driver's at. You know, when things looked like everything was lining up and we started talking about discs, she threw out some ideas of the type of disc that she wanted and that she was really looking for, and we took that information and started working on it, and I feel like we got to where we needed to be pretty quickly, and it really kind of
No,
came
we
down
did,
to
and I actually took them. Oh, yeah, I took them out today on a course where there's more trees than normal in Phoenix. And there's this one shot, I think it was probably like 365, I'm going to guess. And these little trees have kind of started growing up about, I don't know, 60 to 80 feet off of the tee box. And I was trying to hit those with hyzer, watch it flip up, and then late flip over this hill. I was so mad that me and Austin didn't take a video of it, because even though I threw that shot, you know, in that field, like that's also what I'll love it for, is in the woods. Just being able to, you know, release it with hyzer, like you're throwing a hyzer, and just let the disc glide, you know, in the woods is going to be a beautiful thing as well.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be a disc that just about people of almost every skill level will be able to get a hold of and utilize, which I think is really exciting.
A lot of people are asking
about... I know
about...
that Austin I probably shouldn't say this, but I let Austin throw it, and, you know, even with his power and skill level, he threw that shot. Probably a little less, you know, power, but it's definitely a fantastic disc.
A lot of people are asking about the name of it. Can we confirm that there is a name, or it will have a name? Can we confirm that it's the Torrent? The Torrent 2. The torrential... It's not going to be... Yeah. Not going to be anything like Torrent. So there's you go. That's all you get. It's not Torrent.
Okay.
There is a name. Yes, we have locked in a name, but we're gonna make people wait a little bit longer. Can't have it all at once. It's no fun.
Right. It's definitely not the Torrent.
Fair.
In fact, we may just go ahead and discontinue the Torrent.
All right. Well, that's it for me, everyone.
It's been fun.
Can you name the disc, Jeffrey? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. If you give us something that blows us away right now, there's still time for us. So knock yourself out. Kat, what's the rest of your off season like? I know it's coming to an end, and we'll let you go here in a second. But what are your plans until Vegas?
I don't know. Same boring stuff. Been waking up, going to the gym, going over to this little course in the morning, and putting and working on touch approach shots, which is something that I kind of put on the side for a while. And I was thinking, man, that's something I should really get to work with the new putters. So I've been doing that, and then doing some work with all of the fun new stuff we have going on in the mornings, and then just learning these discs, and then getting ready for the All-Star event. So just enjoying the Arizona sun, and enjoying learning these discs and getting them dialed and getting them ready and making sure I'm ready. You know, all the fun stuff.
Well, thank you for taking some time to be with us this afternoon. We're going to do more fun things like this. Everyone, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel because we've got a fun video.
Oh, yeah.
You and me square off. There are a lot of torrents involved, and maybe I win. You guys are gonna have to stick around to see that. But we're gonna have more content with Kat, obviously, coming out this year. But go to discgolf.com/Katrina if you haven't taken advantage of the 2 first disc releases to support her tour.
We hope to start shipping out these orders beginning of next week is the goal. And we will do our best to get everything out as quickly as possible. So please bear with us. We'll probably start announcing tour series stuff fairly soon. So that'll be fun. We won't go too much into that yet, but that's been a fun process. And we're just excited to get rolling. And it's been fun to work behind the scenes for a couple months, but now it's even more exciting to be working out in the open now. And she doesn't have to go hide around at parks throwing frisbees anymore, and we don't have to keep our lips buttoned anymore and lie to our friends and family. You know, that's never fun. But it's we're excited about where things are going, you know, and we're excited to be doing this with Kat. And yeah, it's a sponsorship, but it's a partnership, and I think we're hoping to help each other along this journey, and it's going to be fun. And we'll have more releases and more stuff coming down the pipe as we dream them up.
Yep. Yeah, and I just want to say, you know, yesterday was incredible, and so many messages from. Actually, I had people messaging me, do you need any discs? You know, I can pull out my stash, and we're so happy to have you. And like I keep saying, I think I posted it yesterday, everything has been overwhelmingly good. It's been overwhelming to get all this done, but it's also having such a great crew of us. It's been fun, and it's been worth it. And I'm just, really excited for the season. And I'm honored to be a part of this team, and I just can't wait for the season to start, and show these people who think DGA started yesterday how established and amazing they are.
Yeah, you touched on a good thing there too, Kat. Our DGA community is top notch. I mean, you'll learn that quickly. You've already started to, now that people know you're part of us. Maybe it's part of being not the biggest manufacturer out there, but our following is loyal, and it's full of good people, and they all seem very stoked that you're part of it now too, and they will come out of the woodwork and hit you up and ask you what you might need, or what run are you liking and stuff like that. And so that's going to be a fun journey for you as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the support, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome.
Yeah. All right, thanks for joining us. We're going to shut this down, and we will talk to you very soon. Kat, keep crushing it, and we will see you at the All-Star event.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
Go Torrents.
Go Torrents. Oh man, actually that's probably the best way that I can think of to end the stream today. You know, just another few Proline Torrent. Look at listen, here's the thing. Don't throw the Torrent. Don't put the Torrent. See, Kat knows her stuff. Lest if there was any doubt. Because this dead straight, this is what people try and do with the Torrent. You know, you throw it dead straight like that. The Torrent is built for sliding hyzers, max distance. And I'll tell you one last thing. You're going to get down there. This looks like a pretty simple shot, right? It's like, that's not max distance, but it is very controllable. You can put that on a dime. You're going to get down there, and you're going to realize that it's, whoa, transitions. that it's up there with all of your, flat to S-shot type discs. It's just so fast. But I know. Listen. I know I'm a big fan. You should try it, though. But first, try the new Signature Edition Katrina Allen Rift and the new DGA Proto. Incredible. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. Throw some DGA discs at DGA baskets, and we will see you on the next DGA Live.